Most people think their Labrador sleeps against them because it's comfortable, a warm body, a soft surface. Makes sense, right? But comfort alone doesn't explain why your lab will cross an entire room, step over their perfectly good dog bed, and press their whole body weight into yours just to sleep touching you. That's not laziness. That's not coincidence. That's a message. Labradors are one of the most emotionally intelligent dog breeds on the planet. And while most owners see the sleeping habit as something sweet but simple, what's actually happening beneath the surface reveals something profound about how your dog sees you, trusts you, and connects with you on a level that most of us never fully appreciate. What your Labrador does at night, specifically where they choose to sleep and how they position themselves against you, is one of the most honest forms of communication they're capable of. They can't say the words, but every night they're showing you exactly how they feel. Here's what they're actually telling you. There's a specific term in canine behavioral science called attachment behavior. It's the same framework researchers use to study the bond between human infants and their caregivers. And studies have confirmed that dogs form the same type of deep emotional attachment to their owners. When your Labrador presses against you to sleep, they aren't just choosing a warm spot, they are choosing you. And that distinction matters enormously. In the wild, dogs and their wolf ancestors slept in close physical contact with their pack, not just near them, against them. That physical closeness served a dual purpose. Warmth, yes, but more importantly, it was a survival signal. Sleeping in contact with another meant you trusted that individual with your most vulnerable state. Sleep is when every animal is most exposed, most unguarded. Choosing who to be close to during sleep wasn't random. It was instinctual, deliberate, and deeply meaningful. Your Labrador carries that same instinct. And when they choose to sleep pressed against your leg, your back, or tucked into the curve of your body, they are telling you, you are my safe person. I am not afraid when I am near you. What most owners miss is that this behavior typically intensifies after stressful events. A vet visit, a thunderstorm, a change in routine. When your lab seeks you out more urgently at bedtime, it's not neediness. It's them leaning on their emotional anchor. You, practical takeaway. Don't push them away or dismiss the behavior as clingy. Allowing your Labrador to sleep close to you during stressful periods actually helps regulate their nervous system. Physical proximity to a trusted person lowers cortisol, the stress hormone, in dogs, just as it does in humans. Here's what most owners miss. It's not just that your lab sleeps against you, it's how they position themselves. And the difference is significant. A Labrador who sleeps with their back pressed against you is showing one of the highest expressions of trust a dog can offer. When a dog exposes their back, they are turning away from potential threat. They are, in the most literal sense, trusting you to watch their back while they sleep. In pack dynamics, this was a role reserved only for those who had fully earned their trust. A lab who sleeps facing you, nose pointed in your direction, sometimes with a paw resting on you, is in a slightly different mode. They're watchful. They want to be close, but they're also keeping an eye on you. This is a protective posture. They're not anxious, they're devoted. There's a difference. Then there's the full body press. The lab who doesn't just sleep near you, but leans their entire weight into your side or sprawls halfway across you. This behavior, sometimes called leaning, is well documented in canine behavior research and is strongly associated with bonding and affection. It's your dog saying, I want to be as close to you as physically possible. Dr. Stanley Coren, one of the world's leading researchers on canine intelligence and behavior, has written extensively about how dogs use body language to communicate emotional states. The physical closeness during sleep, he notes, is one of the clearest indicators of a dog's social bonding hierarchy, and whoever your dog chooses to sleep against sits at the top of that hierarchy. Practical takeaway: start paying attention to how your lab positions themselves. It shifts depending on how they're feeling. This is the one that surprises most lab owners. The sleeping behavior isn't automatic. It's earned by you. Labradors are naturally social and affectionate, yes, but the depth of that nighttime closeness is directly tied to the emotional security you've created for them during the day. A dog who feels uncertain, inconsistently treated, or emotionally disconnected from their owner will often sleep nearby, but not against you. There's a subtle but real distinction. A 2020 study published in the journal Scientific Reports found that dogs who had secure attachment bonds with their owners showed measurably different sleep patterns, spending more time in close physical contact during rest, and displaying fewer signs of nighttime anxiety than dogs with less secure bonds. What this tells us is that your lab's decision to sleep pressed into your body is a reflection of everything that happens before bedtime. The way you greet them, whether you get down to their level, whether your voice is calm and consistent, whether they know what to expect from you. When a Labrador sleeps against you without hesitation, they are telling you, I know who you are. I know you're steady. I feel safe because of how you treat me. That's not a small thing. That's a relationship your dog has built in their mind. One where you are the most reliable presence in their world. Before we move on, think about that for a moment. Your lab doesn't have calendars, words, or explanations. They only have experience and instinct. And based entirely on those two things, they've decided every night that you are worth pressing their whole body against. Practical takeaway: if your lab doesn't sleep close to you and you'd like to strengthen that bond, focus on the daytime first. Consistent routines, calm and positive interactions, regular eye contact, and unhurried playtime all build the emotional security that eventually shows up at night as closeness. This one sits at the intersection of biology and bonding, and it changes how most people think about those quiet nighttime moments. Research from several institutions, including studies referenced by the American Kennel Club, has found that when dogs sleep in close physical proximity to their owners, both the humans and the dog's heart rate and breathing patterns tend to move toward synchronization. This effect, called physiological co-regulation, is the same phenomenon observed between mothers and infants and between long-term romantic partners who share a bed. In plain terms, your body and your lab's body begin to mirror each other. Your breathing slows. Their breathing slows. Their resting heart rate aligns with yours. Without either of you doing anything consciously, there is a biological conversation happening, one that deepens the bond between you on a level that goes well beyond behavior. Oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone or the love hormone, is released in both humans and dogs during physical contact. Studies have confirmed that simply petting a dog causes oxytocin to rise in both the dog and the owner. Sustained, calm, physical closeness during sleep would only extend and deepen that effect. Your lab isn't just sleeping near you. On a biological level, they are connecting to your rhythm, settling into your pace, letting your presence regulate their entire nervous system. That's not a pet sleeping next to their owner. That's two living things becoming genuinely attuned to one another. Practical takeaway: if you've been unsure about whether to allow your lab on the bed or beside it, know that the closeness itself carries real benefits for both of you. Reduced anxiety, better rest, stronger bonding hormones. The research supports what your dog has always instinctively known. Labs don't write notes. They don't leave voicemails. They don't send texts at 2 a.m. to say they're thinking of you. But they do this. Every single night, your Labrador makes a choice. They could sleep anywhere. On their bed, on the couch, on the cool kitchen floor, and yet they walk over to where you are, lower themselves down, and settle their warm body against yours. That choice, repeated night after night, is as close to "I love you" as the animal kingdom gets. Canine behaviorists have long argued that affection in dogs shouldn't be measured only by the dramatic moments, the jumps, the barks, the tail-wagging greetings. Some of the most profound expressions of a dog's love are the quiet ones, the ones that happen in the dark when there's nothing to perform for, no reward to anticipate, just a dog finding the person they love and choosing to be near them. Your Labrador, pressed against you in the middle of the night, is entirely themselves in that moment, unperformed, unfiltered, and they are choosing you. There's a reason Labradors have been among the most beloved family dogs in the world for decades. It isn't just their temperament or their trainability, it's their extraordinary capacity for emotional connection. The way they locate the people who matter most to them and orient their entire lives around those relationships. The sleeping behavior is one piece of that, but it's one of the most honest pieces. Practical takeaway: take a moment to appreciate what's happening when your lab settles against you at night. Don't scroll past it. Don't take it for granted. What you're experiencing is a dog communicating genuine devotion in the only way they know how. So the next time your Labrador crosses the room, bypasses their dog bed, and presses themselves against you in the quiet of the night, you'll know what it means. It means you are their safe person. It means they trust you with their most vulnerable moments. It means the bond between you is real, biological, deeply rooted, and something they feel with their whole body. They're not just sleeping next to you. They're telling you everything they can't say out loud. And honestly, that's worth knowing. If this gave you a new way of seeing your lab, hit like and subscribe. We post new videos every week about understanding the dogs who share our lives. Drop a comment below and tell us, does your Labrador sleep against you? And after watching this, does it feel different now?